Audience. This is Gray Metal with another installment of, well, it's actually the first installment of this particular brand. This is my co-star Necros this time. Yeah, we're going to be playing with power tools and all that. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about Amptgaurd, a little bit of weapons creation, and as well as what the weapons themselves usually look like. We're going to begin with, what are we beginning with?
I'll show them make an arrow whistle.
Oh yeah, we're going to make an arrow whistle. Sure. As you can see, you got to drill one hole all the way through.
Careful, mind you.
Yep. Usually you do this sort of thing on a workbench of some sort, but, you know, this is impromptu.
But I am a badass that way.
Yeah, see?
Kids don't do this at home.
And,
this
is Lena. The cat, who is interrupting the shot. But you want to drill one hole all the way through so that the shaft of the arrow can go through, and what is it? 4 arrows around the side and
4 holes, yeah.
4 holes in it. Arrows.
Fail.
4 holes on the side. That way, it whistles when it shoots through the air at speed. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of debris that's on inside and outside. Lena wants to be a camerawoman when she grows up. Isn't that right, Lena?
Well, she's about 4 years old. She's already kind of old.
Right. But, yeah, so you can see it's just as simple as 5 holes on the top, 1 on the bottom so that it can go through.
Think like a die.
Yeah, like a die. And then 1 on the other side, and it's ready to go on an arrow and be tested.
Clean it off and...
Yep. Ooh. Now, this is a ping pong ball, just, you know, any sort of hollow thing. I imagine if you get...
Safety tip, always unplug.
Right.
If you're leaving a power tool.
Right, I should pay more attention to the screen. I got lost. Alright, we're going outside. Sorry about the glare. Alright. Now, out here is where Tyler does more of the, what would it be, adventurous, like, testing of the products and such. Like, there he's got a bow. Well, he's got some Mega Noodle and arrows. And over there we can see some of the Amptgaurd weapons. They're all foamed over and that sort of deal. So
safe to hit people with.
Totally safe to hit people with. As you can see, he's getting the arrow through, well, the shaft through. And safety tip, at least for this, don't stand in front of arrows. It's probably a bad idea.
Legal arrows, which this one does not have cloth on it.
Right, it's got to be clothed and padded like that, otherwise you could seriously injure somebody.
Okay. Which all this is it's a section of pool noodle, about 1.5 inches wide, cross section, and then all you do is you bevel it a little bit, and it's 3 layers of camp mat, cut around in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I've been cutting circles in this for quite a while.
All right. And,
gotta grab the bow.
Right, and we're going to go grab a bow and test this for you. I actually cannot skip because I'm not all that great an editor. So, here's Lena. Say hello, Lena. Hi. Hi. Yeah, YouTube audience. You're going to be YouTube famous. Yeah. So, yeah, with some of the other weapons, well, Tyler's going to get the bow. I'm just going to pull out a basic one. Here's your basic Amptgaurd sword. Right about here. It's only about, what is this, like 2.5 feet long?
Like 3.5.
Right. It's like 3.5 foot long. Is your basic short sword. You just use a golf club as core, which is, you know, inside bit. You have to put about...
a little bit of camp mat so it makes it a nice, even thing so the foam slides on nicely. If it doesn't, you don't want it to shake around because that'll wear out the foam on the inside.
Right. That one shakes a little bit, but it could be worse. Another thing is you got to tape the handle and then put a pommel on the other end so that even if you accidentally jab a guy going back, it doesn't really hurt them. Now,
the whole weapon has to be cloth.
The whole weapon has to be cloth, yeah. Now, here Tyler will test the whistling arrow to see if it actually whistles. And it whistles beautifully. In case you missed it, we might get another shot at doing it again. And, yeah. So the basic principle with this is just, you know,
Again.
just like that. Goes through the center one, and then the 4 holes going around.
As the air travels over, it creates a whistling noise.
There you go. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, hell, there's not much else, right? I mean,
well, it's based off of medieval technology, so it should be pretty simple.
yeah, yeah. Nothing too complex about it. Nothing too complex about, you know, what we do back here. See?
Pretty simple.
I may have missed it. But, yeah, sorry about that. I mean, I can't really catch it and slow it down. I'm not, you know, professional or anything. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We use just a, what? This is just like a simple bow, right?
Yeah,
like
24-pound bow.
Yeah, a simple 24-pound bow.
Your
Gets a
average
nice
archery
whistle.
shop costs about $120.
Yep.
This
Just
one
an average
is.
one.
You can go to Big
And,
Five and buy a little bow for about like $20.
Right, and for it to be Amptgaurd leader, it's got legal. It's got to have
The
what?
max is 36 pounds.
Right, it's got to be 36 pounds. You said
Or
this
under.
one's 25,
24.
24. Right, so that one would be clearly legal to use. So yeah, just max be. Just as long as you don't go over the max, you can use it.
Yeah. This is obviously not an Amptgaurd legal arrow.
No, it's not. You can see by the lack of the foam tip.
Pokey, no.
No.
Even though it's a flat tip, it's still going to hurt.
Yeah, it'll still hurt like a bitch, and if you fire it when somebody's not aware of it, it could potentially be fatal. Yeah, so don't go dicking around with arrows, pretty much.
Very good.
And yeah, it makes that beautiful whistling noise. And we tried this earlier with another ping pong ball. It's kind of a cheaper one, and it broke off. Like, it's partially my fault. I say partially because, you know, Tyler should have been paying more attention. I've got ADHD and everything. So, yes, I broke it. I only kept partial blame. Right. But, yeah, and then there's pretty much a whole wide range of flipping weapons that you can make. Like, I just showed you a basic sword, and you've seen, like, an unclothed arrow. But back here we can see we got the beginning of a new staff, I think.
That's extra core material.
Oh, extra core material, like a PVC pipe.
3/4 inch.
3/4 inch works great for that. So does bamboo, as you can see. We made little javelins, which for our group are legal, but for the main Amptgaurd group, which we
not so much.
Not so much.
You'd have to pad and cloth the whole entire shaft.
Right.
For it to be an Amptgaurd legal javelin.
Right, and this is just a makeshift arrow that Tyler put together, and it fires just as well. But again, it also wouldn't be legal just because the tip hasn't been clothed. Here we have my personal favorite weapon, which is a pole arm, I believe.
They call it a pole arm, but I'm wanting to.
And as you can see, it's even taller than my co-host here, Necros, who is 6'4". 6'4". And as you can see, it's a monster of a weapon.
This one is actually, if I'm correct, it's not finished yet. I'm going to be turning into a Zweihander by adding a cross handle.
As you can see, that's a significant difference. This is a bastard sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can see, it's got the cross, but it's not as tall as the other one.
It's a little more maneuverable.
It's a little bit more maneuverable. And myself and one other Amptgaurdian used to dual wield those. And as you can see, give me a sec, I'm pulling out one of Necros' best weapons, and ever. As you can see, it's a staff, even bigger than the weapon I prefer. And some bitch is huge. It's
about, I'd say, 8 feet long.
Right, it's about 8 feet long, and it's got that PVC core. It's a little flexible, which it all depends on the reeve, who is judging body of whether or not the weapons can be used. Again, it has to be clothed and it has to be padded on both ends, and sometimes in the middle for our group we allow it just because you're not going to run up and sucker punch somebody in the face with it. But as you can see, Tyler's actually quite good with it. Quite maneuverable, and since it's double since it's dual wield, since you have 2 striking edges on it, it's considered well, considering the length, it's considered a great weapon. Which deals 2 damage in Amptgaurd, and I'll be able to get you more on the rules and everything, on damage and everything, for later on in another video, because I'm actually going to find the book and look at it. But that's by far the most destructive weapon there. But as you can see, these weapons are also considered great, so they would also be doing 2 damage. This is a weapon in progress. It's a swinging hammer.
A maul with a Victor Corbin attached to the back.
Right, so you can grab shields and pull away. The only reason this isn't legal for the main group, besides the reason it's not clothed, is
no padding on the
handle, and then the rope.
Yeah,
is also a thing. It can only have 3 bends in it, and as you can see, that's quite a bit further. For our group, we'd allow it once it gets padded here, but for the main group, not so much.
Because this was designed for throwing, and if the shaft hits somebody, that's not going to be fun.
Right. Now, this is a smaller version of what I showed you earlier with what'd you call it? The
Zweihander.
Zweihander. This is just well, this is the weapon I use the most because, well, I'm most destructive with it. And well, not most destructive. I've also got a hammer back here. Give me a sec. I just got to move some stuff out of the way. Oh, yeah. This is another basic sword. I believe this is actually a long sword, right?
Yeah.
That's considered a long sword, but as you can see, the blade's only about as long as a regular sword. But the handle is designed for 2 hands. And it's just a little shorter than the blade I usually use. And back
that's for the hammer.
Is the hammer. Now, the hammer is probably the most feared weapon in our group. Just because.
Besides my staff.
Besides the staff. Just because I can dual wield that and one of the bigger weapons like nobody's business. But,
scary, very scary.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
Lord of Terror for a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the generic weapons we've got. We've also got daggers. Like, we got a flat edge here. Flat blade, sorry. Right here, which we usually use it as some artifact in our games. But
it's layered camp mat.
Layered camp mat, and the core is PVC.
Yeah, there's just a core up to here though, because all this is civil.
And the idea with the flat blades is you can only strike with the edge, right?
Yeah.
And a chest shot anywhere from here to there is
death.
Is death. I'm sorry, I didn't really show. Yeah. But anywhere from there,
here you can hit here, and it's still torso. Here and above torso.
Right.
If it's here and lower, that's leg. If it's here and lower, up to the wrist is arm.
Right. So, and it's that way with everything else. The head is not a legal shot, so, you know, hitting them in the head will just piss off the reeve and piss them off, I'm assuming, unless, of course, they're unconscious, in which case you got a medical bill. But, it's perfectly legal to hit the crotch, but it's not recommended for some of the hardcore players, just because it'll piss them off. We have a few more weapons, but I'm not really going to go into detail. Like, we used to have, what was it, bolas, right? Which was, 2 striking edges and a rope in the middle to catch the person's leg, and then they'd have something called entanglement, to where they couldn't move, but they could be attacked. Now, with our version of Amptgaurd, it's a little different from the main rules. I'd recommend... Huh?
I'd call it hardcore Amptgaurd.
Right, ours is a little more hardcore than the regular one. But if you want to find out the basic rules, which is kind of what we go off of, we're a little lax on certain things, but other things we're very strict about.
Think a light version of SCA with foam. Right,
but we also, we're also based in West Sacramento. It was really dark over there, but we're based in West Sacramento. We meet in a place called Honda Hills. You just show up in West Sacramento and ask about it.
The dunes.
Right, the dunes over in. Well, I'll get more information. I'll put it in the comment section somewhere. But if you want more information about Amptgaurd, like their basic rules, where's the website?
Website is www.blackrocklegion.webs.com. Again, that's black like the color, rock like, well, a rock that you throw at somebody. Legion. What's there not to say about Legion? And then webs.com.
Right. So that's our website. Then you can just type in Amptgaurd in Google and find out the basic stuff. as well as where you're, if there's any group in your area that be doing it.
You can also write it in the comments too.
Right, we'll also end up writing it in the comments too. If you have any questions, please write them in the comment. I'll respond to them as best I can. I'm a little new to the whole YouTube thing, so it may take me a bit to respond to anybody there. But if you got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. And if
better yet, check out the website and join.
Right.
Join the website.
We're always accepting more people. Now we have a limited amount of weapons, which is why we're also going to do a workshop video later on.
You'll have to bring your own weapons and also bring garb. Garb is your costume, because it looks better being dressed as medieval rather than a bunch of kids smacking each other with foam. That looks kind of silly.
I mean, not that, running around in medieval clothes in the middle of a park doesn't look silly. I mean, I laughed at it the first time I saw it, but, these guys... Right. That a lot of the guys there are very serious about it, especially with the main group. They're very serious about rules, about what you can and cannot bring into the battle, how everything goes. They're all very serious about it, but they always just want to have more fun with it. So if you want to show up. They're not going to turn you away because, you didn't bring your own sword. They got loaners. We don't, because we're a smaller group and we haven't made any yet. But, yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for right now. Closing comments?
Yeah, nothing much. Just have fun, be safe. That's what Amptgaurd's about.
All right, so
hit people with foam swords.
Yes, it's very fun to do that. We're going to have a combat thing once I get a third person to hold the camera. But, because, me fighting an invisible enemy isn't really conclusive for you guys. But we're going to have a demonstration video later on, and I promise you guys, I'm also going to have the workshop video. I know it took me a while between the last video and this one. Also, Tyler is going to be taking over in the name of science until we get a hold of Bad Rug. So, all right, that's about it. Signing off with Scott.